Rates and ratios with complex fractions, lesson 1.3. The target today is I can compute rates and ratios that include complex fractions. Vocabulary for this lesson: complex fraction, a fraction that contains a fractional expression in its numerator, denominator, or both. Reciprocal, two numbers whose product is 1. Example 1, 1/2 over 1/8. We can see that we've made a line to say that we are going to divide. So we're going to write this problem as 1/2 divide by 1/8. Now I remember when I'm dividing fractions, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, or our other fancy way of saying it is we are going to keep it, change it, flip it. And we're going to make those notes up above so I can keep things nice and organized. So I'm going to keep 1/2. I'm going to change division to multiplication. I'm going to use a dot for my multiplication symbol. And I'm going to flip or multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal of 1/8 is 8 over 1. Then I'm going to multiply straight across my numerators. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. I'm going to simplify my answer by dividing by 2. And I'm going to keep my answer as a fraction form of 4 over 1, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now you try 1/2 divided by 1/4. Example 2, 10 divided by 1/3. So I'm going to write out the problem as 10 divided by 1/3. And I have a whole number as 10, so I'm going to write my whole number over 1. And then I'm going to follow now the same steps as our previous problems, where I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, or I'm going to keep it, change it, flip it. So I'm going to keep it, 10 over 1, change it to multiplication. I'm going to use a dot for multiplication, and I'm going to flip it to 3 over 1. Then I'm going to multiply my numerators. 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 1 is 1. That answer is in simplest form. My final answer is 30 over 1. Now you try 10 divided by 1/2. Example 3 is we want to find the unit rate of 1 and 1/2 pages divided by 1/2 minute. So I'm going to start by writing the problem. 1 and 1/2 divide by 1/2. The first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 and 1/2 into the mixed number into an improper fraction. So I'm going to make 1 and 1/2 into an improper fraction. And I do that by multiplying my whole number by my denominator, 1 times 2. I'm going to add the number from step 1, which would be 2, to my numerator. So 2 plus 1 would give me 3. I keep the same denominator because I'm still using the same amount of parts for my fraction, and this becomes 3 over 2. So 1 and 1/2 is the same as 3 over 2. So I'm going to rewrite that in place of 1 and 1/2 divided by 1/2. My next step is to keep it, change it, flip it. So keep 3 over 2, change to multiplication, and I'm going to flip to 2 over 1. And then I'm going to multiply my numerators. 3 times 2 gives me 6. 2 times 1 gives me 2 when I multiply my denominators. I'm going to simplify by dividing by 2. 6 divided by 2 is going to give me 3. 2 divided by 2 is going to give me 1. So it's going to be 3 pages for 1 minute. There's my final answer. Now you find the unit rate for 3/5 meter in 3/8 second.